Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Gita Chud, and on behalf of Jewish Seniors Alliance, we welcome you to our third empowerment session of this year. Our program committee takes on with happiness trying to think about and organize and arrange together with our wonderful JSA staff our programming. And for the last little while, we have decided to use an overarching term for all of the sessions. Sometimes there are 4, sometimes 5 in the empowerment series. And the term we use is be inspired. Because the fact is, no matter who our guest is or may be, and no matter their theme or subject or topic, we are always inspired. And so you might well wonder, how do we get the ideas of who to approach and invite? And we get the ideas from primarily our staff, our committee, our executive and our board at JSA, who have huge and fabulous networks. And so in regard today, our dear friend Fran Goldberg suggested that we invite Tianne, whom she knows well and has been very involved with, to do this session on discover the power of your breath. So that's where we're going to focus. And I just wanted to say, before I turn it over to Fran to introduce Tianne, there we go, a little bit of rhyme, Fran Tianne, that we'll have the session with Tianne. Shani, on all our behalf, will say a few words of thank you to Tianne, and then we'll have a question and answer, a Q&A time. And so there will be 2 ways that we will invite you to join in with any question you might have. One will be just to type it out briefly in the chat box, and or if your preference is to just ask it verbally, to put up your hand, and Liz will and I together will try and make sure that we respond both to your chat questions and to your I've got my hands up questions. The other thing at the completion of our session that we will ask you to do is to respond to a very short poll. The poll will come up on your screen, and there will just be several short questions where you just press a yes or a no or a maybe. And that response is really critical to us at JSA. Knowing what you thought about the session, if you'd like more in regard to this particular theme, etc., etc. So we will remind you about that again as we go. Yet I just wanted to say, should questions occur to you during Tianne's presentation, let us know them, please, either in the chat or by a hands up. And so we now turn to dear Fran to introduce us all to Tianne. Is she muted?
No, I'm unmuted.
Perfect.
Okay. Thanks, Gita. For more than 2 decades, my friend Tianne was deeply immersed in the world of aquatics. Okay.
Sorry, but she doesn't even look 20 years old. How decades?
The lighting.
Okay, I'm going to start again. So, for more than 2 decades, my friend Tianne was deeply immersed in the world of aquatics. Initially, it was as a young person learning the rigors of competitive swimming. Eventually, she achieved the status as a high-performance elite athlete. In addition, she coached swimmers at the national level. Those years enabled Tianne to learn firsthand the rewards of simultaneously training the body and mind. She thrived in a world that was fast-paced and noisy. And then the unimaginable happened. She and her beloved dog Dixie were hit by a car in a well-lit intersection. Yes, Dixie did survive, but she and Tianne each suffered physical injury and emotional trauma. After the accident, Tianne turned to passive forms of yoga for rehabilitation and was surprised to discover that the discipline offered everything she needed to physically strengthen and heal the body. Yoga also offered the opportunity to cultivate a deeper connection and understanding of herself. She found peace within trauma. The experience was powerfully transformative. Despite living with chronic pain for the past 12 years post-accident, in a world that is much quieter and measured than before, Tianne is committed to sharing her knowledge and felt sense so that others can experience for themselves the deeply restorative offerings of yoga. She is a renowned expert in the areas of pain care, anxiety, insomnia, and trauma. It gives me great pleasure to turn the screen over to Tianne so that we can all begin to learn how to discover the power of our own breath.
Wonderful. Thank you, Fran. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. I am thrilled to be here. Thank you, JSA, for inviting me to speak to you, Fran, for proposing and inviting me here too. That was wonderful, that wonderful introduction. So we're going to explore breath. We're going to explore breath today, something that we do frequently. 12, 17,000 times an hour. We're breathing all the time. And each breath, we have the chance to optimize our health. We have the chance to mitigate, to manage any health conditions or concerns we have. But it does take an intention. There are practices that I'm going to guide you through that you can practice for yourself in any moment. I think the best thing about breath practice, it's free. For all the things we have to go somewhere else to access, and maybe we can't access it now with the pandemic, or it costs a certain amount. Breath is with us all the time and it's free. So it's a wonderful healing tool that we can use in any moment. Yeah? So sort of the lay of the land for today, for this time we have together, is to first start with the foundation of optimal breathing. What are the 3 steps that we want to understand and get to know so that they are the foundation of all of our breaths? And then I'm going to share with you 8 different breath practices for different health concerns. So maybe insomnia, anxiety, pain, one that's near and dear to me that helps me manage my days. So yeah, how does that sound? We're good? Yes. Ready to dive in? All right. Okay, so get comfy. I'm going to invite you to sit back in your chair. And you can watch me in the screen. I'm going to try and describe everything best I can, so you don't have to stare into the screen if you don't want to. But the first thing we do for the foundational breath, the 3 steps to foundational breathing, the first step is the breathing through our nose, which might seem simple, but almost 50% of us don't breathe through our nose, and yet it is critical for our health. And so we're just going to sit back and we're just going to check it out. Are you breathing through your nose? And if you're not, just softly bring your lips to touch and see how that feels to start breathing through your nose. Why do we breathe through your nose? Well, one, it warms and moisturizes the air that's coming in, so it's easier for our lungs to use. Also, when we breathe into our nose versus our mouth, nitric oxide is released. It's a vasodilator, so it dilates the blood vessels, so there's more oxygenation going through the blood. So really, really critical for our health. And so first step is breathing through the nose. And even with a mask, right? Even when we have to, it's harder to get a breath, still, as best we can, breathing through the nose, okay? We all got that one. You can give a little wave of fingers. That's my Yeah, got that. Just so I know no one's falling asleep on me. Awesome. Okay. So breathing through the nose, number one. Second, low and slow. Slow and slow, low and slow. When we're stressed, we breathe in our chest, right? That might feel familiar. We want to take the breath down to our belly. We want to breathe into our belly, and that immediately stimulates the relaxation response, creating some calm. So to do that, let's take our palms and rub our palms. Build some warmth and heat there. And then bring your palms down to your tummy and just hug your tummy. And see if you can start to feel some breath moving into your belly. And so it means, like, maybe imagine there's a balloon there, and as you inhale, you fill that balloon with breath. And so you feel that movement in your hands. And as you exhale, draw navel towards the spine and empty the belly. So you inhale and you fill your belly. You exhale and you empty. If you can feel the movement of your breath in your belly, just give a little wave of with one hand. And you feel awesome, awesome. Okay. So it's nice and low, it's in our belly, and slow. See if you can slow the breath down. Just see if you can find a rhythm. Your own rhythm of your breath is unique as your fingerprints. So see if you can slow the breath. So low and slow. Okay, so number one is breathing in the nose. Number two, low and slow. Now it gets a little trickier, and you might want to close your eyes for this. You can have more of a felt sense of it. Smooth and steady. Smooth and steady. So when we're stressed, the breath gets a little hitched. The inhale or exhale is different in length. So smooth and steady. See if you can feel that. And I'm going to give you a little guide here with a counting of your breath to help you with this. And as I count, you might find that your breath count is a little slower or shorter, but just to give you a guideline. So with the hands still on your belly, guiding the breath down into the belly, breathing through your nose. We're going to take an exhale here. And then we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. In 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. One more. Inhale. Love the on. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Just let that go now. So this is the foundation, the 3 steps for optimal breathing. 1, through the nose. 2, low and slow in the belly, and hands on the belly can really help guide that. And the 3, smooth and steady. Smooth and steady. And Miriam, if your hand is up for a question, just put it in the chat box, and then I can take a peek at that. And then of course we have our Q&A at the end as well. Okay, so that's the foundational breath. I'm happy to explore any questions about that at the end. Now we're going to go to how do you optimize the ability of our body to relax? When we're in the relaxed state, we stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. It's a place of healing in the body, where the body naturally restores, regenerates, heals, increasing our vital energy, etc. So how do we optimize that? And one way to do that is lengthening out the breath. It's called coherent or resonant breath. And the optimal number for that, we were just exploring 3. The optimal number for that is 5. And so we're going to play, and we'll just do the best we can to lengthen the breath. And by the way, this is a practice. So if the count of 3, thank you, great question, Marilyn. In and out through your nose, in and out through your nose. So I spoke about the benefits of inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose helps with the modulation of the breath. So it is more steady, right? We tend to go a little bit faster and choppier when it's through the mouth. So great question. Okay, so now we're going to see if we can extend to get into this coherent or resonant breath, which is more deeply relaxing, okay? And so again, let's rub our palms. And bring them down to the belly so we can keep reminding our body of where the breath is going. And if you have a blanket or cushion down, just snuggling it into your belly will also help with belly breathing. It just helps relax the abdominal muscles and the belly. As the diaphragm presses down, the belly can receive more breath. Okay. So let's try it out here. We're going to start at 3 and then increase up to 5 and just see how you do, right? It's a practice. So we'll exhale here. And then we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more at 5. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Return to natural breath. So how was that for 5? Was 5 accessible? Just give a little wave of, yeah, good, yeah. Wiggle fingers and shake it, yeah, yeah. So it's a practice, like for 5 minutes, twice a day. Just practice this coherent, resonant breathing with the foundation, nose, low and slow, smooth and steady, and then moving up to 5. Very calming, very relaxing, stimulates parasympathetic healing state in the body, okay? Now, another relaxation breath, a little bit easier. And you might recognize this from, you get home, you put your feet up, and what do? We go, okay? The long exhale is very relaxing. And it's a really nice go-to when you're out and about and someone steps into your space and you're like, stress state, right? And then can really help us down-regulate that stress state when it's rising up, okay? And so this we'll do together. We're going to take 3 breaths. We'll inhale through our nose, and this time, exhale through your mouth, a long exhale. And just notice how this feels. Quite powerful for really quickly relaxing the body, down regulating the stress state, okay? So we'll start with an exhale here. And inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Beautiful. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Then return to natural breath, breathing in and out of your nose. And just notice if you feel a little more calm, just give a wave of fingers. Let me see, a little more calm. Nice big yawn. Thanks, Paul. I think that means calmer. Good. Okay, it's a really nice go-to. A really nice go-to when you're in a situation where the stress state is elevating quite quickly. And then we just take your blowing the stress out. Okay. All right. Ready for more? There's a lot that I want to share with you. So feel welcome to make notes as we go through this. I'm happy to follow up with some notes if that helps you. Okay. So we're going to shift to a breath for reducing anxiety. Anybody have anxiety, right? Anybody, right? I mean, this is the most anxious thing for any of us is unknown, and we're all living in the unknown, right? So it's very alive for us, anxiety. So there is a breath practice called 4 square breathing. And this is powerful for focusing the mind. So if also you want to practice attentional focus, this is a good one too. And what we do in 4 square breathing is we imagine a square. So you see a square in your mind's eye. You look at a square, there's lovely paintings in the places you're in your homes. Look at a square, see one in your mind's eye. And what we do is we inhale up the left side of the square. We hold our breath. Holding your breath grabs your attention. We need breath, so it grabs your attention. And then we exhale down the right side, and we hold our breath out. And then we repeat that. Okay, and again, your own breath rhythm might be different than I'm guiding, so just do the best you can, and you'll understand the structure of the breath, and then you can play with the length of it as it suits you, okay? And so again, just sitting back, right? You can close your eyes and see this square in your mind's eye, and that square could be the painting that's up in your space as well, and you can have your eyes open, just whatever works for you. And we're going to start here with an exhale. We're right down at the bottom left corner of the square. And now as you inhale, go up the left side of the square up to the top, and then hold your breath in as you go along the top. Exhale down the right side of the square. And now hold your breath out as you go along the bottom. Yeah, good. Now inhale up the left side of the square. Hold your breath in along the top. Exhale down the right side of the square. Hold your breath out along the bottom. Inhale up left side of square. Hold your breath in along the top. Exhale down the right side of the square. Hold your breath out along the bottom. Just two more, doing great. Inhale up left side of square. Hold your breath in along the top. Exhale down right side of square. Hold your breath out along the bottom. Good, last one. Inhale up left side of square. Hold your breath in along the top. Exhale down right side of square. Hold your breath out along the bottom. And now return to natural breath, but just notice the effect of this breath, 4 square breath. Notice the effect of the breath. It really harnesses your attention and anxiety, the mind whirling around, going, we call it the monkey mind. It really hard, anytime you hold your breath out or in, our mind pays attention because we need our breath for survival. So just that little retention, holding it in or holding it out, really focuses the mind, pulls it out of that distracted thinking, right? Really trains your mind to focus as you choose, rather than to run around in the Disneyland that is usually there, right? Okay. So I've got another one for anxiety. You might want to make a little note on that one. Now the next one for anxiety. Anybody like singing? Anybody like singing? Yeah? Humming? We're going to do some humming. This is a humming breath. When we exhale, we're going to have our lips loose. So that when we exhale, and we're all on mute, except me, of course, you're going to hear my humming. I hope I'm in tune, but you can choose any favorite sound or song or note that you like. That when we exhale, we're exhaling not quite through the mouth. The lips are closed, but they're very soft, so you feel a vibration. Right? It affects the brain. It feels a vibration in your lips. So let's try this out together. Think of your favorite song that you want to hum. So we'll exhale to start. And we'll inhale through your nose. And then soft lips, exhaling with a hum. Inhale through your nose. Hum it out. Feel the vibration in your lips. Soften your lips so you can feel them moving. Yeah, good. Inhale through your nose. Three more. Inhale through your nose. We could get a breath chorus going. Exhale through your mouth. Two more. In. Feel that vibration. Last one. Inhale. And then return to natural breath. And just notice, just take a moment. Notice how that feels. Each breath practice lands a little bit differently for each of us. And some are like, wow, that I love that one. And some are like, not for me. So just noticing which ones work for you, right? Making a little note of that. And again, we're just practicing them for like a minute, right? And 5 minutes, a couple times a day, right? We're really optimize healing state in the body and specific to conditions as we're going through these practices. Okay, just going to check. There's, I think, one more mention in the chat box. So let's see. It's just a yes. Okay, thank you. All right, so a lot of the time we're doing breath for calming because the situation we are in, or because we have health conditions that we're navigating, but sometimes we want to breathe for a little more energy, right? Maybe just as a way to wake up the day. Along with our coffee, we can do a little energizing breath or mid-afternoon, okay? How does that sound? So we do a little breath for energy? Anybody? we maybe need it to get everybody, get the energy going. Okay, so we're going to do movement with our breath now. And this movement, we're going to do it in seated, makes it easier for us, but you could do it in standing as well. So what we're going to do is as we breathe, we're going to open up the arms. And clearly, as we open the arms, we're going to make a little more space for the breath to flow in, right? We're going to expand the lungs. So while we do movement, there's a little more movement. We're going to breathe a little bit more. Plus, we're making more room in the body for the breath to go in more deeply. Okay? So, wingspan. Check out your wingspan. There's no fragile, wonderful keepsakes on either side of you or a friend nearby. I don't want to land on them. Okay. So our arms are just going to rest at our side to begin. And you're going to come in. Let's start with our foundational breath, the 3 steps. Check it out, breathing through the nose. And if full breathing through the nose isn't quite available yet, maybe there's some blockage that we need to address or clear out. You can do some nasal cleansing. Just keep the lips a little closer and put more awareness to your nose just to help it begin to shift. So nasal breathing. Low and slow. So we might start in the hands on the belly to remind us to breathe into the belly. And then smooth and steady. So let's check out. Let's work with the count of 3 here. So we'll exhale to begin. And then we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Do 2 more. I'm counting. That's it. That's it. And 1 more. And now we're going to add the movement. So now as you inhale, open up your arms. Get a little stretch. Maybe you lift your chin. And then exhale. Bring your arms, cross them over your chest, and just hug the shoulders in. Inhale, open. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, cross them in the other way. 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Open stretch. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. 3 more. Inhale, open it up. Wide arms, maybe high. Stretch, open the lungs. Good. Exhale, curl it in and squeeze the breath out. 2 more. Inhale, open it up, stretch. Lovely. Exhale, squeeze the breath out. Inhale, open it up, stretch. Exhale, squeeze the breath out. And then just let your arms rest by your side. And then just come on back up, nice long spine. And notice, do you feel a little more energy moving in your body? Do you feel that? Just a little wave of fingers. If you could feel a little more energy running in the body. Good, good. Take a few more breaths here. Nasal breathing. Low and slow. Smooth and steady. Good. We're going to do another movement and see how this one feels. And the first one, really opening up the lungs, right? This next one can be really nice when we have a little bit of tightness in the spine. One of the things we want for our breath is to be able to sit up nice and tall in our seat. And so you can maybe feel the sit bones that you are sitting on. Imagine your sit bones are like feet. Yeah? And you're going to press down into your sit bones to feel, yeah, nice Becky, energy coming up the spine. So we're taller in our seat. Yeah? Makes it a little more easier for the breath to flow. Now this next movement, again, moving to help the breath flow with more ease, to bring more energy through the body, and to help release tension in the spine so that we can have that longer, taller seat. Huh? Okay, so we're all going to grow like 2 inches taller, right? Nice and tall in our seat. Good. Okay, so again, let's start with the foundational breath before the movement. So hands to the belly, breathing in our nose best we can. Low and slow in the belly. And smooth and steady. Exhale to begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Nice, Marilyn. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Do one more on your own. So here we go with the movement. As you inhale, float your arms up. As you exhale, just turn to your right as your arms come down. You exhale. Inhale, reach it up. So grow taller even in the spine. Exhale to your left. Really nice. Inhale up, stretch up. Open up, yeah. Exhale to your right, squeeze the breath out. Inhale up, stretch it up, maybe look up. Exhale, twist to the left. Good, inhale, reach it up. Your arms might come just to shoulders or all the way up, doesn't matter. Exhale, just getting some movement. Now we're over to the right. Inhale up, reach it up as high up as the arms go. Good, nice, Julie. Exhale over to your left. Inhale, reach it up. Beautiful. And over to the right. One more each side. Big stretch. Right up. Big breath. Open it up. Look up maybe. Take it over to the left. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, look up. Yes, nice, Juanita, nice. And over to your right. Last one, stretch it up, biggest breath. And over to the left. Reach it up, stretch up, maybe look up. And then coming down to the center. And just rest your hands, maybe close your eyes and just notice. You feel a little more energy. Nice, Susan, yeah. Other parts of your body like, oh, I like that movement. I want to do a little more, right? Yeah, very nice. Let's take a few more breaths here. Can you feel the energy moving, right? Especially with the twist. We can get quite tight in the spine, right? Especially when we are maybe not moving around as much because we're a little more restricted. So opening up the spine, then we can be, now check it out. If you press down like your sit bones or your feet and you're rooting down, can you feel that nice rising up, right? We call it root to right. Yes, really nice. Some of you going off screen now, you're up that much taller. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So just before we go into some breaths or some breath practices for pain and some breath practices for sleep, is there anything that's come up, and you can put it in the chat box because we've done quite a few breath practices. Is there anything that's sort of top of mind as a question or that you want to explore before we go into breath practice for easing pain? My nearest and dearest friend. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to say pain is inevitable, suffering optional. We can use the breath practice to help us ease discomfort and pain in the body. Phew, right? I wouldn't be here without these practices. As a friend said, I was gifted with not too much damage, but I do live with chronic pain. So I can tell you firsthand that these work. And there are many practices. So I'm sharing a few of my favorites, but there are many, many more that I can speak to after if you'd like some variations. So I'm going to invite you, if you've got a way to be even a little bit more comfortable, like leaning back, and you've got a cushion that can maybe go behind your head or onto your belly so your arms can rest a little bit more. So get a little more comfy. Navigating discomfort can be tricky. And so bringing yourself into a position or a shape where you feel a little more comfort. Even the bed is a really nice option, or the couch. Oh, I just saw something in the chat there, so I'll just take a little peek. Ah, great question. Breath practice for emphysema. Okay, so we'll come to that after, if that is okay, Becky. Becky, where are you? Is that okay if we come to that after? I don't see. Oh, there you are. Is that okay if we come to that after? Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that question. Great question. Okay. So as you are getting comfortable, just explore even 1% more comfort. See if the shoulders can soften. We've done a little bit of movement, right? So maybe a little bit more sense of the body and what can create more comfort. We'll take our palms and rub our palms, and then bring your palms down to your belly. So we start with the foundation. So we're breathing through our nose best we can. We are breathing low and slow, so in and out of our belly. And we are breathing smooth and steady. And we're working with the 3 count, but of course it could be longer or shorter when you do your practice. Knowing that 5 is sort of, where we want to be headed to for resonant or coherent breathing. So we'll start here with the 3 count. So exhale. And inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. Continue. Another breath practice. Okay. Thank you for the question from Mark. Okay. So now I want you to do a little scan in your body. You might not have to go far to notice where you're feeling a little discomfort. Where do you feel a little discomfort in your body? And just name it to yourself, right? Just name it, locate it, and name it to yourself. Might have a few popping up, right? So just name the one that's the most accessible to you in this moment. Now, there are 2 things we can do when we notice we've got discomfort, right? Or when it's calling us saying, right? 2 things we can do. One is to take our awareness elsewhere in the body. And so you might notice where you feel some comfort in your body. Where do you feel comfort? And it could be the softness of your palms. It could be your feet on the floor. It could be the flow of breath through your nostrils, the cool air coming in your nostrils, and the warm air going out. So choose. It could be an image of something comfortable. If there's no place in your body that's accessible, an image that's comfortable. So choose a place of comfort. Could be something in your room that you're looking at that you love. Now the key here is that as you are sensing this comfort, you are breathing. That same count of breath is flowing. So focusing on the place of comfort gives you a little reprieve from the place of discomfort. Huh? Okay, and sometimes that's what we need. Right? Some days are like that. Yeah? Let's take a few more breaths, breathing into the place of comfort, and just notice what it's like. If you're looking at a picture, notice the colors. Right? If you're feeling it in your body, does it feel expansive or heavy, warm? Right? Just describing it to yourself. Okay. Yeah, good. Now, if you feel ready to explore the place of less comfort, right? Some discomfort. Just coming into your breath. Nose, low and slow, smooth and steady. Breathing here. Notice where you feel discomfort. Where is it uncomfortable, unpleasant? Okay. Now imagine you could breathe directly into this place, that there's nostrils right there. Imagine your breath going directly into your body here. If it feels like too much, go back to the place of comfort. And then notice the sensation of discomfort. What does it feel like? When we have discomfort, it often feels very stuck. But as you are breathing into the discomfort, can you notice that there is a shifting and changing to that? So maybe feels there's some tingling or there's some heaviness that shifts towards an openness or expansiveness from contraction. Can you imagine your breath is your most favorite color? And you are breathing this beautiful color into the place of discomfort. That beautiful color is flowing into the place where it feels uncomfortable in your body. And just notice how your breath, how your attention, a caring attention really can help shift that experience. The body starts to loosen up the tightness. Right. We start to sense and feel some movement, some easing. Perhaps. Just for a couple more breaths here. That's it. Okay. And very slowly bring your awareness back to the place of comfort. Awareness back to the place of comfort. And again, your breath, your most favorite colors with sparkles, rainbows, whatever you like. Breathe that into this place of comfort. Yeah, very nice. Good. And then as you are ready, softly opening your eyes. Okay. So if you found that helpful, or just a little wiggle of fingers, did you find that? Okay. Yeah, and we can explore, good, we can explore more of those after as well. Breath as a color is really powerful. It opens up a different part of our brain. When we're in an elevated level of pain, it's part of our stress state, we're dominant in the left side of the brain. The colors belong to the right side of the brain. So when we're coming into colors and connecting with colors, we're actually helping to relax the body through that imagery. Okay, so it seems really maybe inconsequential, but it's powerful for helping shift the brain state and helping to move into a more relaxed state. Okay. Okay, so I've saved the best for last. The best is going to be the Q&A when I get to chat with you guys. So just checking out the questions that will come up in a moment. But before we have a chat, we're going to, anybody have trouble sleeping, right? Like you wake up, you can't get to sleep, right? Yeah, you wake up in the middle of the night, etc., right? Okay. So this breath practice is to help going to sleep, to help you get back to sleep. If you're a napper, I'm queen of the nap time. You got a short period of time to dive into some rest. It's a good practice for that. And it also uses imagery, because imagery also stimulating the right side of the brain, which takes us into deeper relaxation. Okay. So if you have, I can see a few beds, you might want to lay down, because we're going to move our awareness through our whole body. And this is going to be hopefully the most relaxing breath practice that I share with you. And so get even comfier, and really lean back, pillow behind your head if you can. You can even just put your head down on the desk or table that's in front of you if you like. Okay. Yeah, nice, Marilyn. That looks great. Yes. Yay. Nice one. Good. Okay. So in this breath practice, we're going to start with our foundational breath. So breathing through the nose best you can. Rubbing palms. Bringing palms to your belly. So we're breathing low and slow. Oh, I love the feet up, Fran. Perfect. Love it. And then smooth and steady. Check your breath count. We'll exhale to begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Continue to do a few more. Okay, so now feel the rhythm of your breath. We're going to move away from the counting, but let your body sense and feel the rhythm of your breath, as unique as your fingerprint. Just feel that beautiful rhythm. We're going to let our breath continue. You've set up this beautiful, slow, steady, smooth rhythm of breath. Bring your awareness to your mind's eye. And imagine you could look right through the ceiling up to that blue sky up there. So in your mind's eye, see a blue sky. It's spacious, expansive, open sky. In your mind's eye, blue sky. Any thoughts that come up, and they will, right? They're used to running the show, and they come up. Imagine them as a cloud passing through the sky. And as the cloud passes, your breath, like the wind, the soft wind that moves the cloud. As the thought passes, return your awareness to that spacious expanse of blue sky. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. Blue sky in mind's eye. And it's a sun-filled sky. Like we have today, it's a sun-filled sky. Can you imagine? Beautiful, Shani. Can you imagine as you take your next inhale that beautiful warm sunlight fills your feet? It flows in through the soles of your feet to fill your feet. In mind's eye, you see that beautiful, expansive blue sky. And on your next inhale, that warm sun flows in to fill your legs. Warm sunshine filling your legs. Softening, melting. Warm sunshine. Now on your next inhale, that beautiful warm sun is flowing in feet and legs up to your hips and your belly. It's pooling in your belly, beautiful, as if the sun were shining inside your belly. Warm sunlight. And on your next inhale, that beautiful warm sun flows your feet and legs, belly, all the way up your spine, filling your torso. Warm sunshine melting, warming the whole torso. Nice. Now on your next inhale, that beautiful warm sunshine is going to flow in through your fingertips to fill your hands. Nice. Just feel the hands from the inside softening, melting. And now on your next inhale, that warm sunshine is going to fill your hands and flow up your arms to your shoulders. Oh, those shoulders melting. Heavy. Good. Now as you inhale, that warm sunshine flowing through the soles of your feet, up legs, torso, hands, arms, shoulders, neck, and head, your whole body filled with warm sunshine. Just feel that warmth melting your body. That warm sun was shining from within. In mind's eye, you see that spacious blue sky. In your body, you feel the warmth of the sun filling, warming, softening every tissue. You could linger here, drinking in the gift of the sun, its warmth, its healing, the beautiful golden sun. As you're ready, softly opening your eyes. Or keeping them closed and resting. Nice. Does that feel, I hope, relaxing? Yeah. So for sleep, it's really nice to have our awareness move through our body. Often there's tensions in the body, especially if we have some aches and pains, and they can really inhibit sleep. Or the mind is busy. So that practice, imagining the blue sky and the spacious sky, helps to quiet the mind. And then awareness, imagining the warm sun coming into our body, where it connects us to our body and helps us to relax and soften the body, helping us go into the deeper sleep. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that sky and sun. Yeah. I would love to hear from you. We have a couple of questions right off the bat, so I can address those, and I think everybody can Gita, can people unmute? I don't know about you. I'm just from guiding you, I'm feeling more relaxed.
Sorry, some questions we know came direct to you, Tianne, so Liz and I can't follow them. So maybe good idea with your incredible memory if we start with those that came directly to you.
Well, I could pretend it's an incredible memory, but really I've just opened the chat box. So, let's see. Okay. So I think the first one, emphysema, the first one that came up was emphysema. So there's going to be some restriction. You're going to start, and same for sinusitis, right? You're going to start where you can. Start where it's accessible to you, right? So if there is some restriction, how much breath you can draw in, you just start there. It's like any muscle that you're exercising. You start with what you can do. And I call it the yellow zone. Mm-hmm. That green is super comfortable. Green is when we're just relaxed, we're just breathing comfortably. Setting up our foundational breath. Yellow zone is where we start to do the practices and we stretch out our capacity for our breathing. And so if you can breathe, if your breath is restricted and you can just breathe in for 1 and out for 1, you go to 1.5. We don't go to 3. You go to 1.5 until the day you do 1.5 and you're like, easy. And you go to 1 3/4. Right? And you just meet yourself where you're at and go a little bit more, right? For the optimal, that resonant, coherent breathing, it's 5. Doesn't mean we start there. We start with what's accessible, okay? I think, Becky, that was your question. Does that help? Okay. Just go into yellow zone. So that means you're nudging the place of where it's a little uncomfortable, but okay, I can feel I'm stretching, like you are stretching a muscle or strengthening. You want to feel that edge. If it's too much, you're not going to be able to do it. It's going to tighten up the breath even more. Okay, so Becky, does that help?
Am I unmuted?
Okay, wonderful. Okay, and then I look at sinusitis. Gita, there was a question about sinusitis as well. And so if you have some nasal restriction, you've got some sinusitis and inflammation, you're going to do what you need to do to help mitigate that with your healthcare practitioner. Okay. I can say that coherent breathing, resonant breathing, when we are working with that best we can, nasal breathing, and it might mean just a little more nose and a little less mouth to start with, low and slow, smooth and steady, that in stimulating the relaxation response, that reduces inflammation, right? That's part of the body's healing response. And so again, if you've got blockage, if there's inflammation and it's difficult, just do the best you can with your healthcare practitioner. Work on what you need to work on with them in terms of reducing the sinusitis, reducing that infection. But the breath practice, as best as you can, that foundational breathing will stimulate the healing response in the body and will reduce overall inflammation. Mm-hmm. Okay. The breath, it has a direct, each breath you take is a direct impact on your health. And we are either consciously helping it, right? We can direct it for optimizing our health. It's baby steps, right? Right? Or not. We have that choice, and it's free, and we take, 10, 20 breaths each minute. Each one is a chance to do it. And one of the things I wanted to mention about counting, who loves walking? Who likes to get out and walk? Wonderful exercise. You can do the breath counting when you're walking.
Mhm.
So you inhale 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, exhale 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, right? And then you can increase that as is comfortable for you, but it's a wonderful way to work on that coherent resonant breathing as you're walking, as you're exercising. Okay.
I think actually, Tianne, the majority of the messages are just saying a huge thank you. It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was
Yay.
relaxing. So that is the segue to our collective thank you. And so that goes to Shani.
Okay, I think I'm, I don't know why I'm not showing up on the screen.
We
but
can hear you.
Okay,
And
that's,
see you.
yeah, that's fine. I just want to say that I certainly saw those thank yous, and I think that people have had very good practice. Maybe they're very relaxed now because breathing is part of life, and I think that became very clear from what Tianne explained to us. And the rhythm, I think, is very important, and I think we learned a lot. I know I took some notes, and I think everybody really enjoyed all the exercises that we went through, and I almost fell asleep actually during the last one.
Me too.
So I think that it was very important, and I think the tip on walking and breathing is something very easy to follow up on, even if you forget about doing it at other times. I think that's a great, great suggestion. And I think that we're going to get more information from what people say in their evaluations, which are going to come up on the screen first too. But I wanted to remind everybody that there's one more empowerment series program coming up June 28th with Kahila. So you'll be getting a MailChimp about that. It's a classical pianist. And I want to thank Tianne again for the wonderful, for getting us involved in doing all that stuff and using our bodies and our minds and not just listening. So thank you very, very much. It was wonderful.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you, Shani. It truly was wonderful. So all of you will now see the poll on your screen. If you would please just take a moment and respond. We will be ever thankful and grateful. Just the 2 questions.
So yes, I do teach online if anybody's interested. There's a question about that. So my website, which I can, Geeta, I can share that with you.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Shani?
Excellent,
Okay.
because I think a lot of people are interested, Tianne, to learn more and find your voice another time. Although please note, everybody, that we have recorded this. And so it will probably in not too long time be on our JSA website. Because whilst, we can do this on our own, it's lovely following you.
Yeah, I do have practices online as well, with pre-recorded one, and I'm happy to do some as little 5-minute practices too, if that's helpful. I know it's a lot easier when there's another voice to guide.
Absolutely. And your beautiful smile. So I am just here to say that 100% respondents have said, based on what I learned today, I feel empowered to optimize my health with this powerful tool, our breathing.
Maybe, Tianne, you could just tell us your website or your whatever you want, your website, your email.
Sure, Yoga Tianne.
All one word?
One word, www.yogatianne.com, and there's some online practices under online practice.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you,
We-
Fran.
Indeed, Fran for the magnificent idea, and Tianne for just meeting every expectation beyond and above.
Thank
We
you.
thank you, everybody. We wish you well and hopefully see you in June at our final empowerment session. What am I?
Wow,
Sorry.
lots of kudos on here.
Yeah, and Paul, right. With Kahila.
Yeah, June 28th. Okay, bye everybody, and thank you again.
Take care.
Bye
Wonderful.
and thanks. It was a magnificent afternoon.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care. Bye.